Hi, welcome to this video in which we're going to see how to write the focusing for an introductory paragraph. This video corresponds to an essay type 1, stating a preference, agreeing or disagreeing. Before we get started, I would like to share with you this important note that says there are many ways to write the focusing for an introductory paragraph. The structure that you will see in this video meets the essay writing standards of CBA Santa Cruz. So let's get started with the definition of focusing. What is it? It is a sentence that presents the two sides of the argument, the two ideas that later on are developed in the introductory paragraph. What we're going to do now is we're going to see some examples of how to write the focusing for an introductory paragraph. Let's start with example number 1. The prompt says, do you agree with the following statement? A private university is better than a public one. So first of all, we are going to see the hook or grabber. Nowadays, young people consider that earning a university degree is very fundamental in life. Now we are going to see the hook plus the focusing. Nowadays, young people consider that earning a university degree is very fundamental in life. In order to achieve this goal, some students prefer to study at a public university. However, others believe that a private university is the ideal place to study. So, here we have the first idea, which is public university. Then we have the connector or the transition word, however. And then we have the second idea, which in this case is private university. Public versus private university. You can see here we have other options to join the two ideas. We have, on the other hand, while and in contrast. Something in common is that after a transition word or connector, we always use a comma. Let's continue with the next example. Example number 2 says, which is more convenient, living in a house or in an apartment? Why? Okay, we are going to check first of all the hook that says currently owning a place where to live is something that some families consider important. This would be the sentence that catches the reader's attention. Now we're going to see the hook and the grabber plus the focusing. Let's read it. Currently owning a place where to live is something that some families consider important. Several people believe living in a house is a good choice, while others think that living in an apartment is better. As you can see here, the first idea is living in a house. Then we have the connector, which in this case is while, the comma, which is very important, and then the second idea that says living in an apartment. Let's continue with example number 3. Here the prompt says, do you support or oppose high school cafeterias stop selling junk food to students? Why? First of all, we're going to see the hook or grabber, which in this case is a question. Have you ever thought about how our lives would be without junk food? Now we are going to see the hook plus the focusing. Have you ever thought about how our lives would be without junk food? Some parents believe that junk food should not be sold in school cafeterias. On the other hand, others argue that school cafeterias should be free to choose what kind of food to sell. As you can see here, we have the first idea, which is junk food should not be sold. Then I have the connector on the other hand. And I have the second idea, which is should be free to choose what kind of food to sell. Below, you can see some other connectors, like on the other hand, while, in contrast, however. All right, let's continue with example number 4. The prompt says, which would you prefer for your next vacation? Traveling to a national destination or an international one? Why? First of all, we're going to read the hook. In the last years, traveling on vacation has become a trend. Now we're going to read the hook plus the focusing. In the last years, traveling on vacation has become a trend. For some tourists, international destinations are an attractive alternative to visit. In contrast, traveling to national destinations could be rewarding. So here in the focusing, as you can see, we have the first idea, which is international destinations. Then I have the connector. In this case, my connector is in contrast. The comma, which is very important in terms of punctuation. And here we have the second idea, or the second side of the argument, which is national destinations. Let's move on to example number 5. It says, do you agree with the following statement? Technology is killing our leisure time. First of all, we're going to read the hook or grabber. In this case, we have a question. Have you ever thought about the huge impact of technology in our daily lives? Now we're going to read the hook plus the focusing. Have you ever thought about the huge impact of technology in our daily lives? Some people spend their free time on gadgets. However, others see it as a waste of time. So here in the focusing, the first idea is free time. We are talking about gadgets. Then we have the connector, however, the comma, and the second idea of the argument, which is a waste of time. In this case, we have free time versus waste of time. Well, those are the examples that I wanted to share with you, talking about the focusing. In the next video, we're going to see how to write the thesis statement for an introductory paragraph. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.